My name is Jenita Akasha Wacha. I'm a shamanic teacher and I lead a spiritual community, a shamanic community called Familia Eskawata. Part of my path is focusing on the power of prayer, and over the last 20 years really focusing on developing and learning the ancient ways of how to pray and the most effective ways to pray, and passing that over to teach that within my groups and teaching that to as many people as possible, with the intentions to pray with as many people as possible, because the more people that pray together, the more powerful the prayer becomes. So getting to the current situation we're at right now, we're still very much in the energy of chaos across the planet, which is actually a very powerful place to be, because through chaos, order does come. So why is this all happening? This is the question that everybody is asking all the time. We have so many conspiracy theories. We have all kinds of questions. Is this from spirit to punish us, to test us, to free us? Is this the governments? Is this the USA? Is it China? Is it the New World Order? Is this Mother Earth cleansing? Or is this just something that just happens? Whatever we feel individually is our truth of what we're tuning in, or maybe the confusion that we feel in that we don't even really understand what is happening. It doesn't actually matter why it's happening right now. It's the opportunity that is within this. And that's the gift that we're being given. We're being given opportunity to bring change. And that's not to say that the great spirits are going to then fix all of it for us and the new earth is just going to come. Every single one of us on this planet is being given an opportunity to bring change. With that, each one of us need to be very conscious about where our thoughts and where our emotions are. So the spirits are guiding this, but man has the gift of free will and they cannot impose on that. We are still the mini godheads creating this reality, and everything that's happening right now on the planet and everything that's been leading up to this is a mirror reflection of what is going on inside of all of us. The lack of peace, the fear, the feeling of being out of control. So it's very important. So we ask ourselves questions like, well, what can we actively do about it right now? Because many people are feeling quite powerless. Even if you have a strong spiritual practice, it's quite difficult to navigate through this energy at the moment, because the mass consciousness of fear and panic is so big, and we're all interconnected. We're all connected to that. So how we can bring change at the moment, every single one of us is in lockdown. And for each one of us taking responsibility that we are creating this reality, how we can bring change to the planet is through each one of us taking responsibility of what thoughts and what emotions we are projecting out, and also about what vision that we're holding about the planet right now and the future of it. Because with that, we are creating what is about to come. This is a really important time right now, as we are now in a lockdown in our own homes, for us to meditate, for us to pray, and for us to be really joyful. I myself, I'm living in a state for the last week and a half of utter joy and celebration and full of love. I'm so grateful to the great spirits for bringing us this opportunity to change. Now, I'm sure that everyone here on this call, we wanted and we prayed, and in our own ways, we have been calling out for there to be change. We all know deep down that the earth could no longer sustain in the direction that we were going. Pachamama's been crying for so long, and we are already going down a pathway of extinction. So the great spirits have helped to give us an opportunity to bring massive change. And it had to be something that was so big that it would affect the lives of every single person on the planet. Every single person. And with that brings the great opportunity for change, because we need all of the other brothers and sisters to join with us in the collective vision. So getting back to what we can actually do about it. So through mass simultaneous intention prayers, the more people that gather together to pray at this moment with a focused intention and vision, we can actually help to bring in the reality of the new earth that we want to see and experience right now. So we are the ones that are writing this story. We cannot expect that the spirits have already written the ending. They've just given us the opportunity. So with that, we need to be acknowledging that we are creating this story, and we need to then decide about which story, which is the vision that we want to bring in. This is such a powerful time here on the earth right now. For each one of us, we need to be grateful that we are alive right now, that we are able to be part of this awakening and this ascension that is coming upon us. Every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m, this is our space for us to meet together. We will be having the focused intention prayer, which will change each week depending on what is needed the most for the planet. So I ask for each one of you to please join, and please also to share to brothers and sisters to come and join us, because we need as many brothers and sisters as possible to join us. So I'm wondering how each one of you are actually feeling. I'm sure that even for the most grounded of us, sometimes we've been going into fear and panic if we've been tuning into that mass consciousness. As I said last week, when it first started to explode in the UK, I tuned into the mass consciousness for about 3 hours, and it was terrifying to feel what the masses were feeling. And I made the solid decision that I would not enter that state, and I would choose love. And every one of us needs to do that. And how I did that was making a decision to stay away from mainstream media. I'm still informing myself of alternative sources, but also being very vigilant about what place it's taking my mind and my heart with what I expose myself to. So this is the important bit now on the explanation of how to pray and how to vision. So the ancient mystics have known for many, many, many thousands of years on the most powerful form of prayer is actually beyond words. It is a vision. It is a feeling. It is through emotion. And many scientific experiments, intention experiments, have been performed over decades, proving what the ancient ones knew. So we are surrounded by an energy field, call it the quantum field, the God field. And this energy field permeates everything. And this energy field, it responds to every thought and every emotion that we all feel. So when we sit down to pray, there is many beautiful people around the world with good intentions are actually praying wrong. So if we are sitting down to pray and we would like to pray for peace on the earth, then what we are telling to the quantum field is that peace is lacking. And then the God field is just a mirror. It just reflects back that thought, that emotion of whatever we're thinking and feeling. So if we're praying for peace, we are telling the quantum field that there is peace lacking in our world. So then the God field will then respond back by reflecting back more no peace. What it means by that is if we want to see peace on the planet, we need to not pray for peace, we need to pray peace. What it means to pray peace is that you need to see it and feel it, that it's already happening, and feel the joy and feel the love that it's already part of your reality. The quantum field, the God field, is not there to differentiate between bad or good, to make choices of what it is that we're projecting into the field, to decide what it's going to reflect back. It is just a mirror reflecting back that which is inside of us. So when we're going into intention prayer and visioning, what we're doing is we take the intention as a thought in our mind and we bring it down into our heart and we see it as a vision and we project it out across the planet. And this is for us to see, smell and taste the world that we want to live in. We must feel as if it's already happening And then the God field then responds back by reflecting back the vision that we are projecting out. And that is where, once again, we need to take responsibility of where our thoughts and where our emotions are, especially vital right now at this time. Because if we're going into fear, if we're going into panic, if we're going into thoughts of Armageddon and the end of the world and the new world order crushing the earth, or whatever conspiracy theories you're choosing to decide that that is the reality, or whether it's 5G, wherever it's going, you need to take responsibility that you're creating that reality, you're pulling it in. The God field is not going to say, oh, I'll take that vision because that vision is beautiful, that vision is love. It will just reflect back the vision that we project out. I'm sure for many of you that were on the call last week that you experienced a lot of healing through it. When we intend for others and we enter the quantum field and we project into the field, we actually receive so much healing back. I received many messages from my group of some of you were feeling very ungrounded, going in and out of fear and panic state. And after going into the quantum field and performing the intention prayer, many of you said that you have felt an immense peace and calm and belief and faith. And that's because whatever we're projecting out and intending for others and for the planet into the field, the God field is very generous, and we also receive back so much back. So every one of us choosing love today and choosing the vision of peace will receive back so much of it as well. So I ask people, so before we go into the intention prayer, it's really important that we try and step aside from our ego and try and step aside of our judgments of what is right and what is wrong. Also an acceptance of what is right now, but also an acceptance and an acknowledgement that each one of us is co-creating with our mini Godheads at every single moment. And making that choice right now, for every one of us, there is 92 of us on this call right now, for every single one of us to choose love in this vision. So the actual intention mission statement for tonight, the vision that we're going to be going into, we're going to hold it for 10 minutes. I will keep repeating it every few minutes and just to bring any of you back. If you find that your mind wanders or you become distracted, just keep on just bringing yourself back to the intention prayer. Keep on bringing yourself back to the intention mission. So the intention mission statement for today is, our intention is that the fear and panic that resides in any human beings worldwide be transmuted immediately into love and peace. That every person comes together in their communities with unity, compassion, kindness and generosity to help each other, especially our elderly, the poor and most vulnerable in society. That all homeless and destitute people worldwide have access to food and water, be safe, protected by spirit and their governments and communities. That the highest vibration of love permeate the heart of every person on the planet. So just getting us into the zone before we go into the intention prayer. So our intention and where we'll be holding our vision. So bringing the intention into the mind as a thought, and then bringing it into the heart, and then projecting it out into the field and out into the world. So as we go into the prayer, set off your mini Godheads by activating your vision in your third eye and see brothers and sisters of all colours and races worldwide, all communities coming together, helping one another, coming together in unity, in love. See acts of compassion and kindness happening all across the planet. See our homeless, our destitute all across the world being cared for, being looked after by our communities and being seen as a priority, all of those vulnerable across the earth as our governments, and see everybody coming together. Feel that joy as you're seeing these visions of these acts of kindness. Feel in your heart the celebration, the happiness of, yes, it's happening, it's happening. Yes, right now, all of the love and peace across the planet, because it's the thought we send into the quantum field is magnetic, but the emotion magnetizes it back into reality to be mirrored back to us all. And also we're projecting, also see love and peace coming over all human beings worldwide. There's so many brothers and sisters right now who are in absolute panic and fear and are scared to death, and right now they are not strong enough, and they need all of us to project the vision of them stepping into love and stepping into peace. So thank you again to every one of you that is present right now. And if we could just set the intention just for each one of us to be really present for the next 10 minutes and to hold our focus, to keep in the energy of love and peace and projecting those visions, that emotion all across the planet. So I'd like everybody to just close your eyes and just to center yourself in your heart and just take a few deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth, and just centering yourself, being very present here in this moment and present in your heart. I'll begin by reading the intention mission statement. So just close your eyes and really feel it. Take that thought in your mind, bring it into the heart and project it out in whatever vision comes to you, and bring the feelings to magnetize it and to magnify it in the quantum field. Our intention is that the fear and panic that resides in any human beings worldwide be transmuted immediately into peace, love and peace, that every person comes together in their communities with unity, compassion, kindness, and generosity to help each other, especially our elderly, the poor, and most vulnerable in society, that all homeless and destitute people worldwide have access to food and water, be safe, protected by spirit and their governments and communities, that the highest vibration of love permeate the heart of every person on the planet. Our intention is that the fear and panic that resides in any human beings worldwide be transmuted immediately into love and peace, that every person comes together in their communities with unity, compassion, kindness, and generosity, to help each other, especially our elderly, the poor, and most vulnerable in society, that all homeless and destitute people worldwide have access to food and water, be safe, protected by spirit and their governments and communities, that the highest vibration of love permeate the heart of every person on the planet. Our intention is that the fear and panic that resides in any human beings worldwide be transmuted immediately into love and peace, that every person comes together in their communities with unity, compassion, kindness, and generosity, to help each other, especially our elderly, the poor, and most vulnerable in society, that all homeless and destitute people worldwide have access to food and water, be safe, protected by spirit and their governments and communities, that the highest vibration of love permeate the heart of every person on the planet. So we are now finishing the intention prayer. So just let go of the intention. Take a couple of deep breaths and make yourself very present. Bring yourself back into the space. So trust the process and disconnect from everyone here in the circle, even though we will stay connected. And if everybody repeats 3 times, it is done, it is done, it is done. I'd like to thank every one of you who joined the call. Actually amazing, it's exactly the same number as last time. There's 93 of us. It must be a very special number. Thank you to every one of you that joined, and just want to remind you that this is really powerful, this work, and it really works intention prayers. For science has proved that for every 100 people that do simultaneous focused intention prayers, it affects 1 million people. So know that nearly 1 million people were affected by the prayer, by the love, by the peace that we've projected out. And it's important for us to carry this forward in our day-to-day and being conscious of how we are creating in every moment with every thought and emotion that we're feeling as this unfolds. But also being really light and joyful in the heart, and celebrating that we are part of the awakening right now. We want to change. It's here now. It was never going to be easy. It was going to be a bit painful. What comes after is not set in stone. I do believe that there is a heaven on earth, a new earth that is coming to us, but every one of us needs to bring that in. Every one of us needs to take responsibility to bring that in. So sending so much love to all of you. May we keep our faith and our hope and keep light and joyful. The vision that I'm holding is that we can get as many of us joining each week as possible to be drawn to come and pray with us, so that we can magnify and make it even stronger. And I'm sure many of you have heard that on the night of the 4th going into the 5th, there was there's the world meditation that's happening at 3:40 a.m. UK time. Please, as many of you join that, because that energy that energy that you can feel, I'm sure many of you have felt like the energy just from 93 of us doing intention prayer together. I can't even imagine how powerful that will be. And I'm sure more than 1 million will join. Please share it, ask people to join, get up in the middle of the night, get on there and pray together. Because that energy, imagine 1 million people. Science says that if 8,000 to 9,000 of us are simultaneously doing intention prayer, it affects 7 billion people. Imagine if you have over 1 million focused with the intention of love and peace. So we all need to take part in that. So love you all. Thank you. Please spread the word. Everybody is welcome to come and join us to pray with us. Thank you so much. And thank you, BrightSky, for holding that space. Love you all.